Good evening, golfers. How are ya? It's tee-off time. Yes, it is. This is Fit for Golf. And I hope you're all ready to go. Have a tube ready, have a mat ready, have a smile ready, have a good attitude ready. So this class is really suitable for anyone who wants a stronger core and a little more range of motion. Yeah. So I'm going to do a quick review of some things we talked about last week, but really quick, and then we'll add a little bit more to that we chatted about, and then we'll get going, okay? So I have my lovely assistant here, Carl, and my other lovely assistant, John. So Carl is addressing the ball, as you can see, and he's got his 3 curves all ready to go. Your cervical curve, your thoracic curve, and your lumbar curve. All right, you want to maintain those 3 curves. That's when you're the strongest, so when those 3 curves are there. When we start to take curves out or exaggerate curves, we are weaker, we're less mobile. All right? So he's in what's called athletic stance with the knees bent, and you push your derriere back a little bit. His knees aren't bent, but that's okay. We can bend our knees a little easier than plastic Carl. And we're addressing the ball like so. Depending on the club length, you might have to bend over a bit more. Now I want to talk to you a little bit about tonight about core connection, or activating your core. Okay, John, you can take Carl back to his spot. This one moves a little bit more. So, if you look at the lumbar curve, like so, we have abdominal muscles. We have abdominal muscles, the rectus abdominis, the deepest layer is the transverse abdominis. Then we have the internal and external obliques, and we have the rectus abdominis. But we also have quadratus lumborum here as a core group, and our multifidus and our rector spinae. So I like to talk about the core as your core sit, rather than just thinking abdominal muscles. Now the thing is, when you have been told, and you might have been told in other fitness classes, to suck your belly button in. When you do that, you actually take the curve out of the low back. Not a safe thing to do. You destabilize the spine when you do that. So we're going to keep our curves. That's our strongest. Remember I said that's when you're the strongest and you have the most range of motion. We're going to keep that curve by just tightening. So if you think about it, if I asked you to tighten your arm, you wouldn't have to pull it in. You would just tighten it. Same thing with the corset all the way around. You would just tighten it. That's all we do. You should still be able to breathe, because if you suck it in and you can't talk very long, you won't be able to walk very far. That's it. Just tighten it where it is. You think about a telephone pole and the guy wires, or the mast of a ship, the guy wires coming down from the pole or the mast. If you move those guy wires in, what happens to that pole? It becomes unstable. So leave them where they are, tighten them up. So we're going to leave our muscles where they are. It's lift the pelvic floor. You'll feel the abdominal muscles go in a little bit, but it's not sucking your belly button to your lumbar spine. No, we don't do that. That's ineffective, unsafe for the low back, and just doesn't work for us. We want to be the strongest we can, so we do what's called an abdominal bracing, or activate the core. You'll hear me use those terms. Are you ready to get going? Let's go. I'm going to do a little bit of a warm-up. The music will just be there for background, because as you might have seen in our other classes, I do some choreography. Not in this class. This class is just about, we're just going to get warmed up, and then we're going to focus on our exercises that we need to improve our golf game. Yes, so we're just marching, and let's just go heels in front. Just simple, circle the shoulders. We're just warming up the muscles. I'm not saying this is the warm-up that you would go and do while you're waiting to tee off, unless you want to. You might do it at home, or you might just go for a little walk. Something to get those muscles warmed up. Now toe to the side and reach up, big stretch. Big stretch. We just got to get the muscles worked, warmed up, before we give them a little bit more of an overload. Now kick it back, curl it back. Feeling that stretch down the front of the thigh, warming up the back. That's it. Now, going to go straight leg back. Straight leg back. Squeeze your core. Connect to the core, connect to the glutes, fire them up. It's all about this glute core activation. Keeping them on, just do a little check here. Put your hands right there. You should feel a nice hardwood floor under there and still be able to kind of sing happy birthday or whatever. Talk to your friend if you're doing this together with someone. If you can't, you're probably sucking in, you're using the diaphragm, and you need your diaphragm to be able to breathe. Good job. Now, lift it up, side leg lift. Just gonna wake up the hips a little bit. Warming up the shoulders. Nice and simple. Don't panic, we won't get into fancy dancy stuff. March it out, here we go. Now, knees up. Up, up, up. That's it. Good. Now, keep the knees, change the arms, same arm as leg. You have to think about it, I know. It's good for our brains. Same arm as leg lift. Good. Now notice when you're lifting the knee, let's go back to alternating. Notice when you lift the knee, are you collapsing here in the middle? If you are, you're not core connected. You've got to fire up. Activate that core, set your brace. Remember, not by sucking in. Now, right leg only. Here we go. And hold it. Circle it out. Bring it around, circle it out. Little balance work. Yeah, we got to be able to balance when we golf. Maybe not this move. And we're also warming up the hip. Nice. Here we go, knees up. Check that core again. Same arm as leg. You have to think about it too. Now hold the left leg up. Here we go. Now hold it and circle. Circle. So we're going to do some similar exercises to last week. But then eventually we're going to start to grow on exercises. So remember how I mentioned last week? You want to do this exercise, this class, or you could do last week's class. Let's try to get 3 in a week. Step and tap. And you want to try to build your walking now. Last week your homework was at least 3 20-minute walks. All right? Let's increase that to 4 20-minute walks. Okie dokie. Just big circles and you're just going side to side. Again, we're just warming up. Just warming up. Getting those shoulders nice and warm. Now, bend the knees and circle the knees. Circle. Let's feel that range of motion of the ankles. 2 more. Last one. Other way. Circle. Circle. Almost like hula hooping, but not quite. Excellent. 2 more. Nice. Now heel straight back. Press the heel down. It's a little bit of a stretch for the calf. You can reach back farther if you're not feeling the stretch. Make sure the heels are down. Now feet together and allow the knees to go forward. You'll feel a deeper stretch deep inside the calf. Your soleus muscle. Nice. Feels good. We just went for a little bit of a 5K walk. Oh, what a beautiful day. Just a stunner. Yes. Good job. Now, right arm, take a half circle up and a half circle down. So show the back of your hand. Now show the palm. So external rotation, internal rotation. External rotation. If for some reason your shoulder doesn't want to do that, then you go lower. Do what you can. You want to work through a pain-free range. And if this gives you pain, first you need to see your therapist, osteopath, physio, or visit the class, the session Sensational Shoulders in this group. And other side. Half circle. Hopefully you've had a chance to look at our intro video that shows you how to search different classes, different educational sessions. Now you've got back of the hand, front palm of the hand. Nice. Good job. Excellent. Now legs are wide and swing it out. Going to get into a little thoracic rotation. Now in golf, the rotation needs to come from your T-spine. That stands for thoracic spine. Some people call it the dorsal spine. Your mid to upper back. Now start to rotate. You see how I take my left hip with me as I rotate right? Yeah, very important. We don't want to rotate at the low back. Our low back is meant to be strong and stable. It does flexion extension. We don't want to rotate there very much. Now arms go a little higher. Turn your head. Look over your right shoulder. 2 more. Last one. Now side to side. Good. Now rotate to the left. Lift the right heel. Take your right hip with you. Rotate those arms right around to the left. Now with your head turned, look over your left shoulder. That's why you've got to work on that thoracic rotation, because if you're limited there, first of all, your swing's going to be impeded, but you'll start to wear and tear on your low back. And that's not great. Believe me, it's not fun. Last 2. Last 1. Now squat it back. Now you notice how I keep my knees right over my ankles. This you might have to check in a mirror, because you're looking to see if 1 or 2 knees cave in, because you don't want any caving. Push your derriere back. Push your derriere back. Pretend my hands are right there on the outside of your knees, and you're pushing into my knees without rolling your feet out like that. We'll revisit that in a second. Okay, right arm over left. We did this last week. We're rotating. Rotating. Now you're going to keep your hips stationary. We're just going to focus on our thoracic rotation. Now let's go right, left, right, left. Your right arm is over left. Focus on if you had a bra on, and probably a few women out there do, but maybe not. The men probably don't have one on. But if you did, you're rotating at that bra line. Good. Now, up and somewhat down. Up, not all the way down. Up, somewhat down. Stop there at that imaginary bra line. Good. Now circle. Circling to the right. Good. Last one. Good. And other side. You could do that exercise anytime you want. Here we go. Left arm is over right. Just grab back here wherever you can grab. And we rotate left. We rotate right. Make sure you're tall. And you're rotating at that bra line. Don't push it. Keep breathing. Keep the hips as stationary as you can, but if you have to let them go a little bit, you're starting to feel it in your low back, let them go with you. Okay, now here we go, up and down. Whoop, not all the way down, just to that bra line. So we're not going all the way down like that. Good. Now circle to the left. Good job. Ooh, just notice what your rotation was like now. Oh, yeah. It feels so much better. Okay, let's get the shoulders a little more. Do a little test. Hopefully you've had a chance to do the self-test John and I did last week. Here, I'll give my arm in. Notice how it feels. Where do you feel tension? We're going to do the left arm first. Take the right arm down. We're doing our first Aldoa. So hold that down here. This arm, rotate it in, rotate it back. Now, where do you feel tension? Might feel it different each time you do it. For me, it's right there tonight. Might be back there next time, but right now, it's there. Now you bring your chin back to a double chin. You push your head to the top. Head to the ceiling. You're going to turn your toes in, lock out your knees. Now, what is this weird position she's doing? And what did she call it? So, Aldoa. So we're going to push through the hands, push to the top of the head. You'll eventually feel this left shoulder release. Aldoa stands for, roughly, it's a French acronym that stands for elongation through the longitudinal axis to decoapt the vertebral column. It was developed by a French osteopath, Gilles Boyer. There you go. And release. Now let's do others. Well, let's just do a test. Now, notice, wow, look how much further this side goes back than this side. Amazing. Yeah, that's how amazing they are. Here we go. We're going to do the right side. Take the left arm down. You got to do the wrist like this. This isn't going to do it. Really pull it back. Okay, chest up, double chin, push the top of the head to the ceiling. Now let's internally rotate that right arm left and take it back. Internal and external. Fine, right there. That's where I feel the most tension. And if you don't feel any tension, just pick a spot. Lucky you. Top of the head to the ceiling. Push through the hands. Turn the toes in, lock out the knees. Now, why these weird positions? Because we're using our fascial chains and the dura. The dura is the sleeve that surrounds the spinal column. Fascial chains go from fingers to toes. So oh, there it goes. See this side here, releasing. Oh, that feels amazing. So we're using our fascial chains to help us put lots of tension through the spine to decoapt it or basically create space. Now, check. Wow. How amazing does that feel? Yes, it does. Woo! Good job. Okay. Now, I promise you we go back to those squats. Feet not too wide. This is too wide. We're going to bring them in so your big toe is hip width apart. A lot of people think this is our hips. No. Your hip is, your coxofemoral joint is right in there. And you want your big toe to second toe lined up with that coxofemoral joint. All right, so it's not too wide. And that's a good stance to have when you dress the ball. Now, push it back. Push back. Make sure the knees are aligned. How about the core? Is it on? Now, as you come up out of it, turn the booster rockets on. Turn the booster rockets on. These are your booster rockets right there. Your glutes. A lot of people, their glutes are gone. Bye-bye. And you can tell, you see the flat rear ends. You want a bubble butt. And that happens just through life. Probably had maybe some hip injury at some point in time, maybe some surgical scars there that have turned things off, or just a lot of sitting. Now, we go down, we come up, rotate to the right. You see how I brought my hip with me, but I kept my right foot straight ahead. Okay, here we go. Down, rotate. Down, rotate. All to the right. Now that right hip and that right glute are going to start getting tired, because as you come up, you're coming up with the right glute only. Yes? Yes. Now, if you drive right, you're thinking, whoa, that's great. But you lefties, like Johnny's a lefty, you're thinking, this doesn't help me. Don't worry, folks. We're doing the other side. Good. Go as low as you're comfortable. Make sure you're checking in a mirror at some point in time to make sure those knees are aligned with the ankles. Last one. Good. Yeah, it gets the heart rate up because you're using lots of muscle. Lots of muscle. Okay, pull my drawers up. Here we go. Squatting and rotating to the left. Squat, let's do it slow. Come on up. Rotate to the left. Lift your right heel. heel, take your right hip all the way around. That's key. This is not a rotation, that's a twist. That's twisting your low back, and that's not really healthy. Bring that hip all the way around. Got it? Okay. If you see me on the course, or if you see me sometime, ask me what my wonderful friend, Betty Vaughn, here in Chester, 90-some years old when I trained her years ago, what she gave me her best tip. I can't say it on camera because it uses a bad word. But it really, oh yeah, I get that. There you go. Push out of that left hip. Use your left glute. Use that left glute. Yeah. And if you're not sure if you're in core control, if you see me on the course or if you see me on the street and you want me to check you, I will. It'll be hard to keep our safe 6 though. Have to have our masks on. 4 more. 3, 2, last one. Alrighty, good job. Now we're going to do that same exercise, only we're adding some resistance. So take your tube. Now John's got his wrapped around a doorknob. I'm going to wrap mine around a pole that's right here off camera. Whatever you have to anchor it to. Maybe you've got a stairwell railing that you can hook it on it. Okay, I'm just going to turn. Yeah, I'll be okay. So hold the handles right here at your belly button. Okay, right at your belly button. Just hold them there. Now we're going to squat, come up, rotate. Slowly back. The tube's going to want to pull you back, but you're not going to let that happen. You're going to slowly come back. Squat, rotate, squat, rotate, breathe. Nice. Excellent. Nice and tall, Johnny. You don't want to lean. That means you're out of your axis. Think of a barbecue skewer. I know it's a little, right down through the top of your head. You're rotating on that axis. So if you lean, you're out of your core control and out of your axis. So come right up out of it. Remember that right hip, right glute, you're probably feeling it now. Excellent. Nice job. We got the other side. Excuse my back. All right. The tube is at your belly button. I'll kind of go sideways here. You're going to squat. You're going to lift your right heel, rotate your right hip, turn it. Now, I know in the camera, when I turn my back, she's not doing it. It's right. It's her left. When we face the camera, we have to use mirror image. Here we go. Squat, rotate. Squat, rotate. Careful that you're not leaning. That's better job. Careful that you're not leaning. Nice. Squat, rotate. Squat, rotate. Squat, rotate. Lift the heel. Lift the right heel. Rotate that right hip all the way around so that when you're done, both hips are facing the same way. And you shouldn't be feeling this in your back at all as you're in core control. Whoops. Nice. 4 more. Last 2. Last one. Good job. Take it off the anchor. Now, here's where you're going to have to stomp it out like you're stomping a bug underneath your left foot. Okay? Now, if you lift your toe, the tube's going to go flying up. But it's okay. It happened to me a couple times last week. It's no big deal. All right. A little wider this time. Okay? We just rotate. I'm just nervous it's going to slip up, but I don't think it will. I got to trust it. Rotate and scoop it up. Lift the right, left heel. Rotate. Now, shoulders down. Lift from your core, not your shoulders. Make it happen from the core. Your right foot kind of stays straight ahead. Good. Whoops. It happens. It'll start to slide away from your toe. You don't have it underneath your heel because you got to lift your heel. 8 more. Take a break anytime you need to. 4, 3, 2, last one. Good job, other side. All right, remember, you're gonna do this class minimal at least 1 more time this week, but ideally 2 more to get 3. That would be perfect. Okay, left foot stays straight ahead. You're gonna lift your right heel and you're gonna rotate, but you're gonna keep your ball of your foot on that tube so it doesn't go flying. Here we go. I'm always a little bit hesitant thinking it's gonna go flying on me. Lift from the core rather than the shoulders. Okay, so we're not gonna lift the shoulders. We're gonna lift from here. Fire. Boom. Boom. Get into that habit that the core strength comes from the core and extends out into your appendages, your arms, your legs. That's strong core stability. Think about if you were going to fire a cannon from a canoe. Think about it. Wouldn't work, would it? You need a strong base of support to fire that cannon. So if you're not strong through the core, whoa, things are going to go wobbly weebly. And I have often heard this from people. They're saying, oh, that golf, that's just, an old person's game. It's so easy. You're not getting a workout. Did you know that when you do a golf swing, it's as intense on your body as a football tackle? Yeah, they measured the forces. Yeah, maybe not the impact, but the internal forces when you do it right. 4, 3, 2, last one. Good job. Now take this tube. One more thing before we go to the floor. Now, let me show you what we're going to do. Elbows into the body. You're going to curl your wrists up. So you choose the tension. Maybe a little more tension, maybe a little less. And if you're tall and you still find your tube too tight, you can sit in a chair and do it. Just the wrists, not the arms. Can you see just the wrists? Keep your elbows in your body. No. Watch, elbows locked in. Bend your elbows. Now keep them there. Wrists, wrists, wrists. Harder for me on this side. That's the arm I broke. Doesn't work that great anymore. It's getting there though. Stop whenever you feel fatigue because you've met your goal. If you're feeling burning, you've got some lactic acid building up and we don't want that. Avoid the temptation, I was just doing it, of doing that. Just the wrists. Just the wrists. If you want exercises for biceps, triceps, lats, feel free to do any of our other classes. Good. Now, hold it around the other way. Elbows in. Curl in. No, don't move your elbows, Sean. Don't start moving your elbows. No elbows. Look how solid my elbows are. There you go. Look at the mirror. Look at the mirror. Look at your elbow moving. Look, watch mine. We got a big mirror here to our left, or to our right in the camera. Just curl. 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 You can do this as many times throughout the week as you want, because it's got to get those wrists stronger. Yeah. Good. Last 2. Last 1. Nice job. All right. Grab your mat. Maybe a drink. How are we doing so far? Got a few people on live with us tonight. That's great. But remember, you can do this class anytime you want. And I encourage it to do more than 1 time per week, yes. 2 minimum. 3 would be better. Okay, we're gonna do a few more of those Aldoas. We're gonna do Aldoas for our hips, so we get our hip opener, Aldoa for our psoas, and then we'll do hamstrings, because we need, if you have tight hamstrings, you're gonna be like this. Whoop. Remember Carol Burnett, Mrs. Huygens? Some of you are too young for that. Mrs. Huygens, we don't want Mrs. Huygens. That tells us our hamstrings are tight. So you want to just, wait no, that's if your quads are tight, if your hip flexors are tight. If your hamstrings are tight, they're pulling you this way. Anyway, doesn't matter. We want good range of motion. So here we go, taking it down. Now, if your mat is not thick enough, you probably need a kneeling pad, a gardening pad, or double, triple up here, especially a yoga mat. Yoga mats are way too thin. I have a Pilates mat. John has a thicker yoga mat. Okay, so we're going to do our hip opener first. Open this leg up. Open it up so far that you don't turn your hips. Okay, so your knee might be here to start. Okay, double chin, because we're going to get that dura involved and we're going to get the fascial chains involved. Take this arm up, externally rotate. Remember, that doesn't work. You've got to put it under tension. Get the fingers stretched out. Our other arm out in front. Both arms are in external rotation. Now pull the chin back, not down, top of the head to the ceiling. Now as you feel the hip release, you can walk the foot out a little more without turning the hips. Breathe. Breathe. Feel that hip opening. Again, start where you need to start. If your hip's not as open as mine, that's fine. You'll get there. We've been doing these Aldoas now for a year, and in the beginning, I was nowhere near there. And I was shaking and going, oh my gosh, these are so hard. Good, bring this arm down, that arm in, switch it up. Oops. Take the knee open as wide as you don't turn your hips. Keep your hips straight ahead. Double chin. This arm up, externally rotated. This arm in front, externally rotate, fingers wide. Double chin, now top of the head to the ceiling. Top of the head to the ceiling. This isn't a stretch that you go, oh yeah, I see what she's doing. No, you've got to put the tension on yourself. Pull the chin back, push through the hands, push through the hands. Open that hip as you feel it, top of the head to the ceiling. Good, now push. Push through the hands. You've got to get the tension through your body, through those fascial chains, so the vertebral column can kind of decoact and relax. Creating space is basically what decoact means. And down. Okay. Let's go on to the psoas. Take your left foot in front. Get off your right knee. It's not going to feel great to be right on your kneecap. So get off your kneecap and get more on the lower part of your thigh, your quadricep. Take your right foot out a little bit, just a little bit. This is for the psoas group. If this is tight, oh, you're not going to be happy. Your back's not going to be happy. Double chin, externally rotate, externally rotate. Now, push forward, squeeze your derriere. Squeeze your derriere, bring your hips forward, top of the head to the ceiling, push through these palms of the hands, push, 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 breathe. Breathe, breathe. You'll see it all of a sudden let go on me because you'll see me go forward. There it goes. That's not me doing that. That's my fascial chains doing the work and my psoas muscles relaxing. That's how cool it is. Bring it in, because I've been dealing with a lot of sciatic pain on this side, and when you have sciatic pain, your psoas muscle tightens up to protect you. So I've been needing to release that. You saw it right there. Okay. Take your left foot out just a smidgen. Bring your right foot forward. I know this balance challenge. You might want to have a chair handy for you. And I showed you last week how to do this in a chair. So if you're not sure, your knees are going, I can't do that. Check out last week's video where I did this in a chair. Double chin. Get off your kneecap, get on the lower part of your thigh. Externally rotate, double chin, top of the head to the ceiling, push through the palms of the hand. Now squeeze your glutes. Squeeze your derriere, push your hips forward, push, 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 push. Breathe, breathe into it. Push, 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 push. There it goes, there it goes. Yeah. Now I do have an all Aldoa class in this group. So you can search in our search bar, Aldoa, E-L-D-O-A, and you'll get the full class of Aldoa, which is stretching. Now I'm going to take my sneakers off. You can take your sneakers, I've got to take them off when I went down. You can take them off if you want. Then we're going to do hamstrings. Okay. Bring one leg in, turn the other leg that's out straight, turn it in. Now, if you need to do this against a wall, go ahead, because if you're like this, leaning back, that's not going to work. You might need the support of the wall to begin with, but eventually we want you out on the floor on your own, sitting nice and tall. Turn that leg in, double chin. Now bend at the hips rather than the waist or the upper T-spine. Bend at the hips. Externally rotate, externally rotate. You're stretching the back of your thigh, your hamstring group. Breathe. Pull the toes to the nose. You'll feel it release. Breathe. Nice. Good job. There it goes. It's releasing for me. Bring it in. Ideally, you hold L-DOAs for about a minute or 10 breaths. To get them in for this class, I'm doing them fairly quickly. If you want them to do this on your own, pause it and hold them longer, okay? It's up to you what you want to do. And eventually you'll get to the point that it releases pretty quick. Once you get the technique down, okay, get up on your sits bones, turn that right leg in, bend at the hips, double chin, top of the head away, push through the palms of the hands, push, 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 double chin, double chin, double chin, double chin, top of the head away, top of the head away. Breathe. Pull that toe to the nose, spread the fingers wide. Make sure the top of the head is away. Double chin, push, push, push. There it goes. You see me moving forward ever so slightly. That's the release that's happening. And one arm comes in at a time. Nice job. Let's go over on our hands and knees. We're going to warm up our low back for cat-cow. Now, arch up like a cat, sink down like a cow. Take it up. And down. We're going to do some L-DOAs for our thoracic spine. And we're going to finish off our thoracic spine with some nice Feldenkrais rotation exercise. This is our little warm-up. Nice. And breathe. Good. Nice. Now you're going to curl your toes underneath you. So you've got nice flexion there in the feet. You've got your double chin. You're going to careful you're not going into cat or cow. You're going to be neutral. Fire the core. Lengthen the back of the neck, double chin. Take this arm that's closest to you. In the camera, it's my right arm, but in the camera it might look like my left. Doesn't matter. Take one arm, externally rotate it back. Now push. Push. Top of the head away. Push through that palm of the hand, the arm that's back. Push, 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 push. 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 There it goes. I can feel it and bring it in. That's your upper T-spine. Okay, other side, same thing. Externally rotate, double chin, core is connected, curl the toes underneath you, push the top of the head away. Now really externally rotate that arm, push. So this is T3, T4. Push, 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 push. No, T2, T3. We'll do 3, 4 next. Push, push, push. So upper T's, that's all you have to remember. And bring it in. Okay, take a little break. Hips side to side. Okay, up we go again. Curl the toes underneath. Double chin, core connected. Externally rotate the arm in front. Now push. Push. Push, 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 push. Push. T3, T4. The other one was 2, 3, 2, T2, T3. Push, push, push. Oh, yeah, there it goes. And switch. There we go. Externally rotate the other arm. Push through the top of the head. Push through the heel of the hand. Core is connected. Curved toes are curled underneath you. Push that top of the head away. Breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Push away. There it goes. Woo. Nice. Nice, bring that arm in. Okay. Now this one, I'm gonna have my chest down on the floor so it'll be hard to see me, but I'll be in double chin, okay? So, drop your heels back to your derriere, your arms go out in front. Now, I'm gonna drop myself down, I'm gonna be in double chin. All right, so not down, but back. Chin back. Now, push the tailbone away from you. Make sure it's not curved under. It's normal. And the top of the head away. Here we go. Tailbone away, head away. Breathe. Oops, I've got the toes. Curl the toes underneath. Push, push, push. Top of the head away. You'll start to see my hands move forward as my T4, T5 is releasing. Breathe. Oh, yeah. Nice. Good job. Come through, and we're going into plank. Now, plank can be from the toes. You can do straight arms or bent knees, whatever you want. I'm going to do bent arms because my shoulder's not the happiest these days. So I'm going to do bent arms. I'll start at the toes. Make sure you're not drooping in the middle, nor are you sagging through the shoulders. You can go to the knees anytime you want. Shoulders away from the ears. I think my shirt is, let me pull my shirt down, because it looks like my shoulders are up around my ears, and they're not. There, that's better. Now, let it down to the floor. Back extension. Only come as high as you're comfortable. Shoulders away from the ears. Neck is relaxed. Breathe. Back down. Now, bring your legs together, bend your knees, squeeze them tight. Drive your elbows to your back pockets. Again, my shirt's climbing up to my ears. Push the backs of the hands to the ceiling. Double chin. Now, to protect your low back, you squeeze your knees together. I've seen this done with the legs straight, or God forbid the legs lift. It's way too much pressure on your low back. Let's protect our low back as we strengthen our backs. Now, the arms go forward. Drive your elbows back. Forward above your head. Drive your elbows back. Let them release above your head. Drive them down. Up. Drive. Last two. Drive. Squeeze those knees. Last one. Good job. And down. Roll over on your side. Now, you've got a banana body and you're lifting your legs. So what's this exercise working? Right there. Quadratus lumborum. QL. Now, if you remember when I mentioned about the corset, you've got all your abdominal muscles, and then you've got these ones on the side. They're the QL. And then the back. When you see me lift and lower my legs, I'm not lowering onto the floor. If you put your hand right there, you'll feel those muscles contract. Good job. Now you're going to see our backs. Excuse them. Let's roll to the other side. Do the same thing. Now roll like a unit. Shoulders, hips together. There you go. And banana body. Lift. Feet behind your legs. Behind your derriere. Now if you need a pillow here, next time remember a pillow. And we're probably going to move on in the next few weeks doing side bridges. But this is the alternative to side bridges for those that have shoulders that are lifting. Good job. Nice. Good. Roll onto your belly. Bring your hands below your shoulders. Push yourself up to plank. Bring yourself back to hands and knees. We're going to thread the needle. Take your arm through, rotate. Other side, rotate. Rotate. Nice. Hopefully, over time, you're going to see that you can go farther and farther because your thoracic rotation is improving. And it's all about that, isn't it? Strong, stable core, strong, stable back, and thoracic rotation that rotates with ease and efficiency. Good. Now we're going to roll on our side. And you'll have to use, if you don't have a pillow, shoot, we're going to need our, okay, we'll figure it out. Bottom leg, both legs are bent. Slide the top leg past the bottom leg, ever so slightly. Just a little bit. This is letting the SI joint, your sacroiliac joint, be a little more mobile. You don't want it too mobile. Good. Now I apologize, we really need a pillow here for this, but I'm just going to let my head go. Now you slide past your fingers, bring your hand back. Slide past your fingers, bring your hand right back to your opposite armpit. Slide, bring it to that left armpit. How you doing, Johnny? You got this? We haven't done this before. He's like, we haven't practiced this one. Got it? Now you've got to keep contact with your body. Well, what's that important? That helps the nervous system to react. So keep your fingertips on your body as you take it right to the armpit. Now, look over your left shoulder and with your eyes, look left. Breathe. Good job. Now this time we're going to hold it out there. Hold it. You got your knees on top of one another. This was one of our tests in the self-assessment test. Where do you feel tight? Low back, hip, chest, neck. Let's turn and look left. In your mind's eye, get a big fire hose out and go pour love and compassion on those areas that are tight. Ooh, there it goes. And bring your arm around. You notice how much I stretched after I got that fire hose out of love and compassion. That's the beauty of your thoughts. And we're going to start talking about mindfulness in the next couple of weeks. All right, so let's switch sides. Okay, I think I'll use my sneakers as a pillow. That's a little hard, but it works. Okay, knees are bent, 90-90 angle. Slide your top knee slightly past your bottom knee. Just a little bit. You want the SI joint mobile, but not hypermobile. SI stands for sacroiliac joint, your sacrum and your iliac knee, right back there in the side of your belly. A lot of people have SI joint dysfunction. It can be painful. See your osteopath, they can put that back like that. Excellent. Now, bottom arm goes up. The sneaker. I'll use my sneakers, my pillow. Now, slide past your fingertips. Keep contact with my sneakers. You're not working as a pillow. Slide past your fingertips. Keep contact with your body. Make your way to your right shoulder. Your right armpit. Slide past your fingertips. Keep contact with your body. Keep contact with your body. All right? Don't lift your hand off your body. It's important for the neurological system to connect to the movement. Nice and easy. Go as slow as you want. Take that arm past, right out to the armpit. Breathe. Now, as you get to the armpit, you're going to turn and look over your right shoulder, and your eyes go right. Good. Last two. Last one. Nice. Let's line our backs. I think I had scheduled this class to be 45 minutes. I think it's going to be more like an hour each week because we just have so much that I want to review. I think it's more important that we get everything in than trying to make it so quick to get to 45 minutes. So hopefully 60 minutes is okay with you. All right, bring your feet in as close to your derriere as possible. Set your core. Relax your neck. Now push the hips up and down, not all the way down. Push the hips up, not quite to the floor. Breathe. Now if you get cramps in the back of your legs, guess what? You're using your hamstrings more than your glutes. Put your brain in your butt. Turn those booster rockets on. Breathe. Make sure this stays on right here. That's why you're monitoring, because you're feeling for that hardwood floor underneath there. As you lower, it shouldn't go soft on you. It should stay on. Good job. Last four. Last two. Last one. Good job. Now, the windshield wiper. Okay, here we go. We're going to bring the left knee into your chest. Guess what? We're doing one leg only. Yeah, and that's when usually the cramps start, in the back of the leg. So bring your heel close to your derriere, fire up your glute, here we go. Just your butt, not the back of your legs. Stop if you cramp. Breathe. Relax the shoulders. We'll just do a few because I know they're hard. I can feel my hamstring trying to take over on this side. Last two. Last one. Good job. Now switch sides. Up and down. Keep the core on. What happens usually is one side is strong and you kind of do a tilt and you don't even realize it. But if you're monitoring, you can feel it. You can feel that one side of the core go off. So that is so crucial to keep both of those sides on. They're not two sides. It's all one muscle. But you can shut down one side and the other. And you want to keep them both on. 4, 3, last two, last one. Good job. Windshield wipers. Almost done, guys. Hang in there. Okay, core stability. So, fire up. Slide the left foot out and in. Do not let this go off. These are Charmin slides. This is what you go back to if we're doing anything that is a little too challenging, that you can't keep your core on. Come back to these. All right? Let's do the other side. I'm only going to do a few of these. This is our base exercise. Make sure you're on. Don't put your hands here and think, oh yeah, I'm on, I'm on. No, you've got to monitor it. Good. Now take the left knee open. Keep both bum cheeks on the floor. Keep the right knee pointing to the ceiling. Breathe. Good. Excellent. Other side. Nice. Keep that core connected. Breathe. Last two. Last one. All right, we're moving on. If the next things we do bother your back, you come back to these Charmin slides. Promise? Okay, here we go. One leg up to dead bug, the other leg up to dead bug. If two legs are too much, put one foot down. Okay? The rule is raise one leg at a time, lower one leg at a time. We're not going to ever drop both legs at a time. It's too much strain on the back. Core fired up. Okay? 90-90-90 angle. Breathe. Open the left leg. Keep the core on. Do not feel your back pressed to the floor, nor do you feel the back popping up off the floor. I hear so many fitness instructors, personal trainers say, press your back to the floor. No, we've taken our curve out. You're the least strong there. It's dangerous. Other side. We are not imprinting, we are not pressing our back to the floor, but we're also not letting it pop up off the floor. We're keeping it neutral. You're monitoring right here. Good. Lower one leg at a time. Good. Now, if you want more of this, we do a lot in core and restore, so search that class. Here we go. One leg up at a time. Lower one leg, just touch the heel, now the other leg. You notice we're bending at the hips, opening at the hips, rather than straightening the leg right out. All right? Believe it or not, bending the knee and doing it like this is harder than straightening out the leg. Yeah. You'll see me shift every once in a while. That's just me trying to release the scar in my back, where I've had back surgery. Relax the neck. Good. Now lower one leg at a time. Good. Windshield wipers. I'd love to do more, but we've got to finish off here. We got 2 more Aldoas. All right. We're going to head on over to the wall or to your sofa, wherever you can put your legs up on something. All right? So we're going to roll over. We're going to crawl over to the wall. Crawling is very good for you. You can check with your mama and find out if you crawled as a baby, and if you didn't, you need to crawl. Very important motor development. Grandchildren, oh there, excuse me. Careful that they don't go from scooting to walking. They've got to crawl. Now, move your derriere right into the wall. Now, or against the sofa. I'm going to rotate as a unit, shoulders and hips together. Rotate myself around. It's hard over there because you're not in a doorway. Okay, now you can bend your knees a little bit like John is, but ideally you want to get them straight. Now turn your toes in. Turn your toes in, John. Good. Pull your toes to your nose. Externally rotate, double chin. Lower one arm at a time overhead if you can. If your shoulders say no thank you, do what you can. Soften the belly. This is for L5-S1, the lower part of the low back. It's a common place that people get disc herniations. This Aldoa will help prevent that, and it almost sometimes helps in the healing process. Double chin, top of the head away, relax your belly, pull those toes to the nose. Now breathe. Breathe. Oh, there goes mine. Just felt mine release. You've got to create the tension through the fascial chains. Bring one arm down at a time, bend one knee at a time. Now to come out of this, knees and shoulders together, rotate as a unit, which is a core exercise in itself, core stability. Come on back over to the mat. Good, we got one more. Got lost my ponytail. Okay, sitting up tall, get on your sits bones. Now John, you might need to do this against the wall, I'm not sure. Because you don't want to be falling back. You want to sit up on your sits bones. Breathe, double chin, externally rotate. Pull the toes to the nose, breathe. Top of the head away. This is for L4, L5. Breathe, 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 breathe. This is our last exercise, folks. Come on, you can do it. When I started Aldoas, I was shaking like a leaf. They're so difficult. I'm getting better. Hang in there. They will get better. But you gotta do them. Breathe. Pull those fingers back. Top of the head away. Oh, there it goes. See me get taller. One arm down at a time. Sit however you're comfortable. Last one. I lied. Arms up. Up. Push to the top of the head. Pull the toes back. This is one last one for the thoracic spine. There we go, folks. You are definitely done now. Wonderful job. Please do this class at least a couple more times throughout this week. Or you can join me for Bliss class tomorrow night. We don't have Core and Restore this week, but you can find it in the search engine, the search bar up top. And let's get out for those walks, okay? 4 20-minute walks or longer if you're used to doing it. Have a great week. See you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.